Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ethan with Disciplined Trading. I am so glad to have you guys here with me. I hope everybody has been having a fantastic week, whether that's a fantastic trading week, just a great week with your family, just overall happiness is what I hope for you guys, right? So I hope everybody's been having a solid week, and yeah. So, guys, today what I wanted to kind of go over is this trade I went ahead and took on NJ, NZDJPY, right? So honestly, I say without wasting any further time, let's kind of hop into it. Before I do get started, guys, I do want to say today I'm just going to be going over exactly why I had entered the trade that I entered, and I'm also going to be going over how I personally calculate my position size when it comes to obviously the size of my account, whether I'm risking a percent, which is what I do. I basically know I want to risk a percent, but what does that lot size mean with the pips and risk that I'm risking? If that makes sense, but I'll go over that in just a little bit, right? Cool. So let's go ahead and hop into it, guys. So basically, what I was looking at on NJ right here is we can see clearly that price is in an uptrend, right? When price is in an uptrend and we can see a clear uptrend is what I've been seeing, or what I was previously seeing on this market. We are only going to be looking for buys in this market. Right, so if we're in an uptrend, a very clear uptrend, means that we are only going to be looking for buys, right? And that's usually what I use the daily for, just to go ahead and identify trend. Usually, um, if I don't see a clear trend, like if the market is chopping really heavily, or just creating a range or some shit like that, I just stay away from it personally. But if I can see a clear trend on this daily, I'm happy. Right. Again, uptrend. We're only looking for buys, guys. We're not looking to sell into this market. Okay. Cool. So let's just go ahead and drop down to the 4 hour. And this is where I had went ahead and marked my point of interest. So if we, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Um, cool. So what we can see, guys, is that price had actually pretty recently, price had broken out of this high that had been created May 21st. We actually went ahead and broke out of this high and continued higher. And then we saw a lot of volume after this candle, which means that this last down candle before that huge spike in price and then break of structure would be a valid point of interest or a valid order block for me, right? I hope I'm not, speaking to um, like too foreign. If smart money concepts, order blocks, basically how the institutions trade, you'll understand what I'm saying. But basically, guys, this order block right here, this point of interest that I had marked, was basically just the whole of the last down candle, right? Which is black on my screen. I'm not too sure if you can see that, but it is black, so it's gonna be the last down candle before that huge, like, look at how big like, that's a huge candle. So that before that huge spike in price, and then it actually went ahead and broke this structure right here. So I'll just go ahead and mark that break of structure. Cool. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll just mark that. So basically, all I was waiting for, guys, and keep in mind, like, price was not right here when I was looking at it. This is the live market, and this is the trade I'm actually in, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. But basically, I think I was started looking at this trade honestly, like maybe like somewhere in between here, because I saw that this was a valid point of interest, like I had stated before. Why? But this is the level that I was looking at, and like price literally like was only like right here, right? So basically, what I was looking at is I was waiting for price to actually come back into this level, and then I'd be going ahead and looking for buys. Because again, on the daily, we're only looking for buys if the trend is up, right? So I'm actually gonna go ahead and replay this real quick, just so you guys can kind of see what I saw. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down to the 1 hour, just for it might be a little bit easier to see with a little more candles and stuff. But let me go ahead and just kind of rewind this, right? Um, yeah, so price was right here, and keep in mind, guys, like I had been watching this for a while, so a few days. So basically, again, all I was waiting for was for price to come into this level, and then we'll drop down to do to the lower time frames and kind of go over why I entered what I entered, right? So, cool. So let's just go ahead and play this real quick. Let's kind of see, what price does. Cool. So it tapped us in right here. So basically, what I do, guys, is I go ahead. As soon as this enters my point of interest, I don't care if it's by a freaking like milliwick. That's not even like a word, like milliwick, like what? But it's like like as soon as it taps into this level that we had marked, I usually just go ahead and drop down to a lower time frame. What I prefer usually, guys, honestly, is either the 15 minute, which is what we're on right now, or the 5 minute. That's usually what I go off of. But honestly, on this trade, I'll be honest with you guys, I did not use the 15 or 5 minute. I used the 1 minute just to get. I was I was really trying to get a precise entry, so I was just on the 1 minute um, chart, right? So basically, guys, this is what I was looking at when price first came into this level, right? So there's really, to me, nothing interesting about a setup or a play right now, until price gives me the exact criteria and the exact setup that I'm looking for, right? So we know that price is bearish. On this 1 minute, and again, that's just to tap us in to that level right here, which we were looking to go long on, right? So cool. So we'll just erase those. And basically, guys, what I'm looking for in this lower 1 minute time frame is for price to go ahead and break out of this level. Not even this level. I don't know why I said this level. There's no specific level, but just to break out of structure, of this bearish structure that it has been trending. I want to see a break of that bearish structure and then continue to see price move higher, right? So cool. So let's go ahead and play this real quick. Let's see. So price is literally just moving down. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing interesting for me yet. It's literally just creating lower highs, lower highs. Um, so yeah. So there's really nothing here for me yet. Um, we'll just keep waiting. All right. So we see it bottom out. Just keep this playing, guys. I apologize. I didn't realize 1 minute takes a little bit. Um, cool. So, so basically, we saw. So what I want to kind of go into. So we saw a break of structure right here, which you can use the same rules that I apply on something like this, because I mean honestly, this is valid to me, because it did go ahead and break. Why am I blind? It did go ahead and break this structure right here, which means that price does want to go ahead and move higher. But just because this is like this is pretty early, like in that breakout, it's pretty early in the reversal of the whole market continuing. I just want to see I want to see a level that's tested more than once. That's personally just my rules, and honestly, guys, if you followed the criteria that I set, for this, like if you set the Fibonacci at the bottom, to the top, and then have it come into the 50, you would have been fine. But again, my rules, I personally just wait until there's two tests of a level. Before I consider it as a valid break of structure and then retest. So I'll kind of explain what I mean here in a second. I know that's kind of confusing. I'm talking fast, all that shit. So hold up. Let's see what happens. Surprise. Okay, so price tested again. That's awesome. And then we'll see. I believe price started consol. Yeah. So it just kind of, I don't know. It was being weird. And that's even, I mean, you could consider that as a third touch, right? And then boom, boom. That is what we were looking for. So this price, uh, so this level, excuse me, went ahead and it was broken, right? It was broken by price continuing up, right? So now at this point, all I'm looking for is for price to basically retrace a little bit into a set level that I have and that I use for my rules. Right. So I just want to go ahead and kind of go over this just one more time, guys. So we saw on the 1 minute price was just absolutely, honestly, just shitting the sheets. But keep in mind, these like this 1 minute this 1 minute structure that is bearish, that's not too valid because again, we know that on the daily and on the 4 hour, like that shit's it's a buy. It's not a sell, right? So as soon as we saw price go ahead and break this structure, which was tested twice, we can confirm that price wants to go ahead and move higher. And basically, like I just said, guys, I'm waiting for a retracement of that level, right? So cool. So this is kind of where I want to get into calculating my risk for the trade. Um, so what I do, and guys, what I was looking for on entry, let me go ahead and kind of draw it out. But it is going to be the Fibonacci. So what I do is I go ahead and draw a Fibonacci from the bottom of this level, the very bottom. I don't care if it's just a wick, whatever. And I draw it to the top. But actually, I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna delete that just real quick, guys. Don't get confused. I'm just gonna delete that because price hasn't given me a reason to draw that Fibonacci yet. Let me go ahead and play that real quick. Sorry, guys. I know it's I did it too early. My bad. I'm new at this shit. Just hang in with me. Okay, cool. So as soon as I saw price kind of stuttering, right? And then price absolutely just like covered all these candles. I can confirm that this is the current high for what price wants to do before it retraces into this level that I had set and then move higher. So again, I'm sorry for placing that Fibonacci. I shouldn't have. I did it too early. But basically, I'm really just waiting for congestion or consolidation in the market. And then I want to see, a huge, not a huge, I mean, obviously we're on the 1 minute, but just a move down that shows me the price might want to retrace into a level that I have set before it continues higher, right? So let me just go ahead and redraw. Just go ahead and redraw that. My bad, guys. Cool. So, so this is literally honestly, like exactly what I was looking at real time. So basically, all I was looking for was for price to come into this 3.82 level or this 5.5 level, right? So I usually what I do, this is something I've been testing out. I'm not too sure if it's too accurate yet, but what I've been doing is I usually just set a level between these two Fibonacci levels, and that's where I'm looking for entry. Right, so let's go ahead and just kind of draw that on real quick. We'll just say it's like right here. I don't know. Um, and we'll say, and keep in mind, guys, I do just want to mention that this level that we're setting, like obviously you can't buy into a market that's below where price is at. So what I do is I go ahead and set a limit order. So basically what that means is as soon as price comes into this level, then I'm going to be triggered into a buy. So my broker basically, states like if it comes into this I don't even know what 78624 level, then it's going to trigger me in, right? So I basically just set that like that, and then personally what I do is I go ahead and set my stop loss at the 786. Cool. So we're there. And now how I identify my lot size due to my account size and my percentage risk that I'm using is I actually go ahead and go over to babypips.com, and what I do is just this simple position calculator. I know a lot of new traders, and I know I did this for like forever until I really realized that risk means everything in this business. But I would just kind of set like random lot sizes that I think wouldn't blow my account, if that makes sense, or just like ones that maybe made sense. Like, no, like this literally defines it to a T exactly what lot size you need to use. Right, so I've actually got all my parameters in here, but basically all it asks for, guys, is it's just your account currency. So I mean, I'm in the U.S. if you couldn't tell by the accent. I'm in the United States of America. So yeah, so USD is what I said. Obviously, we got that 10K account balance. Obviously, you put in whatever your account balance is, and then whatever you're willing to risk. Which again, my risk on my trades personally is what I do is 1%, and then my stop loss in pips was. I mean, it says 3.2. I actually, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know if I, yeah. So it might it honestly, yeah. So for this one, I set it a little bit below this level. I usually set it to 786, but I just wanted to be more conservative with the kind of with this stop loss. Um, just because it is kind of nearing the end of the week. So I actually did go ahead and set it below this. I'm so sorry, guys. I really did think I set it to 786. But yeah, so 5.5. So I basically just rounded up to 6 pip stop loss. And then obviously you select the pair that you have, which in this case is obviously NZDJPY, and then the current USDJPY ask price is at 110 right now. So you just go ahead and press calculate, and that is the exact amount of lots that you are basically willing to put on this trade for it to follow your risk parameters in risk percentage, right, if that makes sense. So I was risking 1%, which basically this calculator calculated that I should only be going in with a 2 lot if I only want to lose 1% if my stop loss is hit, right? So cool. So that's how I calculated that. As soon as we calculated that, we were freaking solid. And I'm going to go over this real quick, guys. I need to go into depth with this a little bit later. But basically, where I set my not my stop loss, my take profit was actually going to be at the top of basically this huge leg down. And yeah, I basically just set it at the bottom of this, which it doesn't meet all my criteria on this timeline. I'm not going to go into all of it, but I basically just set price at the bottom of this candle before this huge leg down and clear break of structure. Right, so that's where I set my take profit, and like I said, guys, I mean, honestly, we're still in the trade, so it is still moving. But let me go ahead and show you guys kind of what um, we'll go to the 1 minute, I guess. It's all good, and we'll just kind of let it move. Actually, this shit's gonna take forever. Fuck that. Cool. So we'll just let it play. Right. So it tapped us in. Cool. We're good. Got a safe stop loss. Continuing to move higher. And yeah, whenever it stops. Actually, I might just stop it early, but I do want to show you guys kind of currently where I'm at. So if I check at it, not check at it, but check on it, maybe in next video or whatever, you guys can see that I'm not bullshitting around. I'll show you exactly where the fuck I entered, but yeah, so price has been consolidating a little bit. And I'm actually looking at this chart on another screen, but it looks like the exact price we're at right now is 78.829. So if we just go ahead, 78.829. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Yeah. So this is live. Cool. Yeah. Honestly, guys, so I hope that everybody enjoyed the video. I hope that everybody learned a bunch of shit that they can apply to this trading space. I know that we kind of ran through this video, and like I expected you guys to know what order blocks were, and a simple break of structure and all that good shit. I am going to be going over those in later videos, especially how I calculate, my take profit personally, looking at market structure, and just, a bunch of basic general shit. But I figured I'd just go ahead and put this video out for you guys so you guys could kind of see what trades I'm in currently, and hopefully, again, you learned something, right? So, yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, dropping a like, a sub, all of that good shit. And I will see you guys here in a few days. All right. Bye-bye.